Hello, people. Welcome back to my podcast, The Law Life. This podcast is about the unconventional paths from being lawyer to CS. So today we have Nishvitha ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you so much, Shikha.
So about ma'am, she has experienced legal expert in like various fields in retail, in real estate, retail, POSH, corporate governance, and dispute resolution. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Thank
So,
you.
ma'am, how are you?
All well.
Ma'am, so like, who was like the motivation to choose law and then to CS?
Okay, personally, there was no motivation for me to do law. My dad is an advocate. So many think it's because of my dad I chose this profession, but I chose it because I genuinely wanted it. I wanted a profession where I can really speak up for myself. So I always have a great regards for two professions in my life. One is being a doctor, another is a lawyer. Because whenever you're a doctor, you can save someone's life. Being a lawyer, you can definitely give them a better livelihood. So that's where I thought of. And there was always a taboo attached to it. Like girls can't become a lawyer. Even if
Yes.
they become a lawyer, no one will listen to them.
Hmm.
That was a very challenging stuff, which I did listen from my own parents as well. Initially, there was a lot of agitation about it, and they were like, just do an MBA, just get into a banking sector, get married and settle down and stuff like that. But it was deep within an inner calling where I felt no, I should pursue law because I succeed or no. But at least when I look back in my life, I should be happy that I did what exactly I wanted. So that's why I went ahead and chose law. And coming to CS, it was just that I wanted to escape from wedding, to be honest. I was like, okay, let me study CS. So I was like, okay, let me do it. And initially, when I was doing my articleship, like internship in various law firms, like there was a person called Prashant Chandra sir. He's an arbitrator and a mediator. So he told me, like, pursue CS anytime it's going to be of some help, and you're very good at your studies as well. So that's how CS just happened in my life. That's how.
Ma'am, you were studious. Like you were very studious.
Very much. Like I was the best student from my college. I was a university topper. So yeah, I was very studious. I am studious till date for that matter.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so like many people would call it feminism and stuff, but I think it is in almost every Asian family or in Indian that like after certain age, you need to get married. You need to choose certain safe professions so that you know that hustling and bustling doesn't come in between the family and your chosen path of career. So, ma'am, who was your like professional mentor who like advised you to go and like be on it?
Okay, see, I cannot say one person per se. Like there were so many people who did motivate me in the entire journey. Okay, so when I was doing my articleship or internship as a in law firms, like with law firms, when I was doing during pursuing my law, there's almost all of them, whomever I interned under, were of a great inspiration to me. Like it may be Prashant Chandra sir who said me to take CS. There was M.N. Bhagwat who said that I didn't know how to type. Okay, so he said that go and join typing class. It's going to be of really help to you. So that's how I picked up. And today it really helps that I can quickly type. May not be great, but I can quickly type stuff. Like Uday Hola sir's dedication is something which I've really learned. So there's so many people who helped me. Like I saw them and I really learned. But coming to CS at one stage in my life, I decided I should put CS because every time what used to happen, I used to never get the aggregate. I was like, my goodness, who's this person who's correcting my paper? Like I want my marks. So I used to be so rebellious. And once I went and said, I was interning in Canada till that time, but I was even an advocate for them. So I said, sir, I'm quitting CS. This is not my cup of tea. I will wear my black coat and go back. I don't want CS. I don't want. But he was a person who genuinely sat along with me and explained, see, this is a tough time, but don't give up. You have already had completed two modules. Two modules were left, and that was tax and FMLT. So it's both a little, what do you say, like not for lawyers, basically. It's more for a CA or a tax person. You've come thus far, please do it. Day one, he said. Day two, he said. Day three, he was like, "Now, what is the plan now? Are you completing or not?" I said, "Sir, no, sir, I'm not doing it." I was very rebellious then. So he said, "See, at least for my sake, you have to go and complete." So he was one person who made me complete CS. Along with that, there was another person called Pavan sir. Where I used to literally call him up and say, "Sir, I don't know, sir. I'm quitting this, sir. I'm quitting this. I can't do it." Like, Shikha, what used to happen is it was very difficult for me to see that word fail, which I had never seen in my life. Like, always first rank, always being in that topper, and suddenly seeing that fail was not okay for me.
Yes, ma'am.
And in that way, yes, there's so many people who helped. Like, Kundan sir was a great inspiration to me. Like, after that, even when I started my career, also he helped me a lot. Like, almost, I mean, in that way, I'm very blessed. Like, always, I've had a mentor at my workplace.
Ma'am, does that taxation part includes math?
It does include, but I used to get good. Like, I was a commerce student, and like, I got 100 in maths. I got 98 in accounts. Okay, in my PU, I had MECA combination. Like, when this was like when the balance sheet doesn't tally in CS, I'm like, why the hell is not tallying now? Why is it not happening? But yes, it was a
Ma'am,
journey. Like, when I look back, it made me strong.
ma'am, I did commerce without maths. Like maths was never my forte. Like never ever it was my forte. I was like, I don't want to do maths.
No, but it's interesting. I love maths, but I don't know what CS. I don't. I never know till now.
So I was like always rebellion
So,
about maths. Like no, maths no. Like do give me anything. Like anything but maths.
but not max.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good.
So, ma'am, like during the shifting from lawyer to CS, what were the challenges like you faced, and like what you think we might face if like someone who is changing the path from lawyer to CS, what are some challenges they might face?
I mean, Shika, I don't say like lawyer to CS. See, in my case, from lawyer to I changed to CS.
Hmm.
And after 2 years of working as a CS only in listed companies, I felt CS is not my cup of tea.
Okay.
I again came back to law. Okay, so I technically switched my roles. That's one of the reasons you would have seen me. I was in a listed company, a
Hmm.
factory setup. Then I went to a real estate listed company. Then I went to a startup. Now, currently, I'm again in a well-renowned organization where I handle a GC role where more of a legal CS and all of those things are there. I will only tell one thing: there's hard phase in everything. You need to ask yourself what motivates you at work. For me, trust, if you give me a same job a second day, I can't. This is me as an individual. Okay, in my personal friend and in my professional friend, I'm the same person. Like, morning you will see me doing a contract negotiation. By second half you will see me drafting some board resolution. Then finally you'll see me in an ER matter. I like switching where I can genuinely apply my mind. So that's me. That's my inner calling. There are people who can vet contracts day in and day out and they
Hmm.
enjoy it. That's their call. See, for me, as I told you, I took almost 1.5 years to complete. Like, after my graduation, I finished my graduation in 2013. Then I took 1.5 years to complete my CS. That is only because of these two papers just fail, and just go and keep writing it again and again. Like, I used to always make fun of it. Like, I'm contributing a lot to the institute because I'm filing the fees again. So that's how it happened. So I desperately I wanted to finish it off at one point. And in the listed company, when I started working, it excited me genuinely. After a point, I was like, what am I doing? Like, annual filings, anyone can do. I like the joint ventures that I handle, mergers, amalgamations that I handled in a real estate company. I enjoyed all of them, but I did not enjoy the monotonous work of filing forms, just signing some board resolution. I genuinely didn't enjoy it. I felt this is not for me. I just have to switch. That's where I decided to come back to law, and where my contract drafting was not really great. I realized this. Okay, but by then I was almost like I think 4 years into the career path. For 4.5 years, I was into the career path. So that was always a mid stage, right? Now this is not a learning phase for you. People will expect you to
Hmm.
contribute to the team. But that is a stage where I challenged myself. I took up a course in Law Seco. Abhyuday sir, being a great mentor and a great human, I learned from him a lot. So I learned negotiation, I learned drafting, and it was equal. Like Law Seco helped me at the same point in time. I started contributing myself to the course because I wanted to switch from CS to law. So what I would say is you need to ask what exactly you want. It may be a point in your life where it becomes monotonous and you need to figure it out. How are you going to come out of it? And trust me, you will face humiliations, you will face a challenge, you will be demotivated. No, you will just find a dead end or you will just find a saturation point. Okay. But there is always a key for a lock to be opened. So you should identify it. That's most important. Have conversations with good mentors, ask yourself, or look at around and understand. Maybe switching a career path is a good enough. So whatever is good enough, or upskilling in the same domain is good enough for you. That's how you have to take it forward.
Yeah, ma'am, like for me, like I started like I took Law Seco course in legal drafting and I had fun with it. Like the course anchors were very like bang on. Sapna ma'am taught me many things. There was Akshay sir. And
Mm.
then after I started taking your classes, contract drafting, ma'am, you do it like a pro, like seriously pro. Like now that you told me that you had some difficulty in contract drafting, like if someone takes your classes, they will not agree with it.
Thank you for that.
Ma'am,
Probably I learned it from my mistakes, maybe.
I used to love your classes seriously, even if like they were like 2 hours or like sometimes they extended, but I love the classes because you like you simplified the concepts for me. So that's why I loved your classes.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, ma'am,
that.
for that. So, ma'am, like for us as students and for professionals, what are like 3 books that you would suggest and why?
Okay, I'm an avid reader. I don't know if you really know about it or not. I mean, a resolution for myself. Like every month, I should complete a book. That's a resolution. But somehow, I'm managing to do like 3, 4 books at least a year because I love reading. Whatever is it? Like my mom always says that. How can you read so much? Like I feel that's something which is so great. Like you just improve. That's most
Hmm.
important, right? So one the book that I really admired the person was Abdul Kalam in my life. I really look up to that person. So
Hmm.
Wings of Fire by Abdul Kalam. And especially if you read that book anytime, Shikha, I would personally suggest you to read that. And he talks about leadership. How should a leader be? And Abdul Kalam himself says that more than being a scientist, he enjoyed being a teacher. He concludes with that. And if you know that that was one of the reasons when he died, he did say that don't give leave because he was a president, right?
Hmm.
Please work on that day as well. And I mean, I think his passion always took him while he was teaching is that's where he passed away. I think that was so close to him. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I took teaching very seriously in my life. Like but even when I was in school and college, I used to teach my friends and they used to say that you teach really well. It's easier for me to understand because I study in a very simplified way. I put
Yes, ma'am.
all the scenarios to my day-to-day scenarios so I can just understand stuff faster. So I never forget them. So that's what I try even while teaching. It works, it doesn't work, I don't know, but I've tried my best. So that's one thing. Try reading Wings of Fire, good book. Another thing is Kiran Bedi, because Kiran Bedi is one of the first IPS officers this
Hmm.
country have seen, and a very strong woman.
Strong. Hmm.
So yeah, her 2 books are brilliant. One is Shadows and Cages, another is I Dare. Like couple of scenarios will repeat in both the books, but she talks more about how her journey was. Like what was that decision she took? Like for girls, right? You need to have a long hair. Okay, she says that she took that courage to go and do a bob cut, and she just maintains it
Hmm.
till date. And her mom did mention it to her, saying, who will marry you? Like she's like, it's okay. If no one doesn't marry, it's okay. I am going to be this because she did not have time to even wash her hair because she used
Hmm.
to go to then she was planning for her entrance exams and stuff and even managing her sports. She felt this was too unproductive time to wash hair. So after that, I came back home and I cut my hair short and I did get it from my mom as well. So that's the second one. And the third one was recommended by one of my colleagues by Robert Sharma, Who Will Die When You Cry. Brilliant book because if you read his Monk with Ferrari, so that is one book where it is very lengthy, okay? But if you see and read this, Who Will Die When You Cry, it's very small, small chapters. Like every day, one page you can just read, and they're very good. Like there was one stuff where he did mention any point in time to be happy, you need not have a scenario. Like you should be happy, that becomes a scenario. So you should always laugh and be happy. Maybe that book really inspired me. And after that, I genuinely changed my perspective towards life. I always decided to be just happy and just not exhaust myself to a greater extent. And I'm trying hard. It just irritates me at times, but I'm like, okay, fine, it's okay. This is what you have to do, and this much only you have to bother. So these are the few like if you ask me for three books, but yeah, there are n number of books which is really, really good. Like you can read the biography of Mother Teresa if you have to really know about humanity and the blame that she had to go through, but she did stand for the humanity.
Hmm.
Until date, people talk about her conversion and stuffs like that. But I feel you have to think what great that personality has done, rather than just thinking what was the. I mean, I don't believe it was the agenda though, but those are things like right now I'm reading Indra Nuhi's book about her life, how she started her journey and stuff, like halfway. But yes, it's quite inspirational.
Yeah, ma'am, I asked this question because I saw your status about the book. So that's why I asked the
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Ma'am, because in our era, in this era, actually, people have like lost that touch of like reading book. Like people prefer more of like the movies पे देख लेंगे या podcast पे सुन लेंगे ऐसा. So they are not being into the like book reading. For me personally, there were two friends of mine, and they were like, read, Shikha, read, you need to read. Because like you should read because it is that will grow your intellectuality, and you will get a wider perspective of what things are. So my one friend, she was in like very political stuff, so she suggested me political books. So I got to know about left side and right side wing. Before that, I never knew it. So it was just like BJP and Congress to me.
Okay.
And my other friend, she told me like to read books for like personality development and other things that that gives you sort of idea that who you are or what things you like. So these two person, because of these two, I started reading. So
I mean, you should read. I mean, I can suggest you one more thing. Forget about what it inspires, okay? If you have to really improve your vocabulary any point in
hmm,
time, you just figure out few words that they really use in those sentences and start implementing it, and it genuinely improves your vocabulary. So that is one. And for me, the best thing is I do watch a couple of videos. It's not that I don't do. Like I watch Chet Chat with Chetna. It's
hmm,
really good enough. A quick ones, okay? But what happens? You watch a video and suddenly you have an advertisement and you completely shift. And interestingly, if it goes to Mindra and I'm stuck there. So that's the reason I don't want to do that.
yes,
That's the reason.
so ma'am, when I was in college and like now today also, there are many debates on being choosing the side to go to litigation or to corporate. So ma'am, like how do we get that choice, or how do we make that choice of litigation and corporate?
Shikha, I mean, I don't know how to make the choice. I mean, I will say what I exactly went through. So
Hmm.
when I was doing my internship under various lawyers, I used to regularly go to court. The court journey requires a lot of pillars to post. And second thing, I mean, I always wanted to enter judiciary. I always used to say that I want to become the first lady CGI in college. I used to
Yeah.
always, I just wanted to be in judiciary. There was nothing else. If you ask any of my friends, they'll tell this to you. But when I really saw the way judiciary was going on, it didn't click. It didn't happen to me because bribery was not something which I was ready for. I wanted my genuine personal life. It's
Hmm.
not that being a girl, I wanted a personal life. I felt as a human, I need a personal life. Like being a single daughter at home, I have a couple of obligations back home which I need to meet.
Yes.
And we stay in Bangalore where all my relatives are not in Bangalore. They all are back in Bangalore, in my hometown. So I did not have an immediate support system if I really wanted it. And waiting in office, I mean, 6 o'clock till 5:30 at court,
Mm.
then 6 to 8 o'clock at office, and come back home. I genuinely, after 2 3 months, I asked myself, like, what am I doing? Getting peanuts one side. Second thing is that what exactly I have to do in my personal front, I was not doing.
Ah.
Excitement of seeing this courtroom drama in movies are not reality. Like, it's not that day one your sir will say that go and argue the matter. You have to literally hold the file and stand behind him.
Mm.
And you will see an upper lawyer who comes and says, "Sir, I want an adjournment." I'm like, why are you doing this? Or they say, a judge will not be in the mood and he'll say, pass over the matter. I'm like, this is not what it is. Because, see, I think we all have this whole, thought process, or many do think. Like, you finish law maybe 1 2 months and you just start arguing the matter. Oh, hey, yeah, and but that's not reality, right? I was not ready for it. And most importantly, the question kept popping up in my mind, what am I doing? Am I really making any sort of a change or impact in the society? The answer was no. Then I started associating myself with a couple of NGOs, with CUPA, where I'm closely associated with animals. I was like, okay, let me start working for CUPA. Then now teaching has become one part of my life where I truly enjoy. I get paid, but more than that, I enjoy when people say, "Ma'am, I've learned from you." Like when people really message and say that, "Ma'am, I got internship because of you. I got my job because of you." It's so much happiness that I get. Like I made a difference in someone's life. So
Mm.
that I felt doing something like you need not have power. So that's something which I realized. And corporate job is happy. It's good enough. I have a better work-life balance. I can do my vacations on my own. I can take my parents out. I can take out time for my family. It's overall, and that was my inner calling. I have my friends who still feel litigation is better, started their office working. They like slogging for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. That's their inner calling. They're happy about it. So you need to ask yourself what you want. And if you feel corporate, go for it. If you feel litigation is your cup of tea, go for it because you are answerable to yourself.
Mm. Like we should make a to-do list, like pros and
You need
cons
to.
list.
Yes. Like it should be more like where can you really switch and how can you really play it well?
Mm.
And for me, overall perspective is more important, Shikha. I can't just say this is what I am. And maybe 20 years down the line, even if I would have been a partner in a law firm, but
Mm.
that 20 years of my efforts at the cost of my family life, at my own personal growth, my me time, by the age of 50, when I don't have strength in my leg, and what is the whole point that I become a partner?
Mm.
I didn't feel it was great stuff. With due respect to whoever it is, but it was not my calling.
So, ma'am, what's your productivity hack? I would really like to know,
I,
ma'am, because you're so cheerful, so enthusiastic. Like I can vibe. Like if my vibe is down, then if I see you in the class, I'm like, oh, okay. Like we are doing it right now. We will do it. So, ma'am, what's your hack?
I don't know if many do ask me, like, how are you cheerful whole day? Like, I have my friends who call me up 10, 11 in the night, and they're like, Nishvitha, we have to, like, see what happens. I'm finished my work classes, preparation, so many things. And even at times, my mom also to ask me, it's 10:30, can you just sleep? Like, you can't sleep now, just go to bed now. I don't know. I get excited about life, Shikha. For me, life is the biggest game, okay?
Mm.
I want to play it well. I'm very clear about it. I don't hold on to fights for long. If I fight it full fledged. I move out of it. Like I don't
Mm.
hold on grudges. I don't do that. And for me, like if it is not going to make a difference 5 years from now or 2 years from now, why should you even bother for it, right? See, I'm a solo traveler. I
Yes.
travel. People, yeah, you may know. See my status, you will know this, okay? So I enjoy traveling, like whatever it is. I enjoy traveling. I love tattoo. So I tattoo myself. I love tattoo. I love painting. So I just do what really excites. What is I like gardening to some extent. My mom likes it more. I like it very little. That's okay. That's fine. She likes it. Now somehow I've gained some interest towards cooking. Like I've started cooking, which
Mm.
was never my domain before. So I just identify what makes me happy. I start doing it. Point number one. Second, if a person turns to be toxic in my life, like I talk to them after 10 minutes, I'm like, they're filling in so much of negativity about, maybe people talk a lot about politics, or people talk more about their marital woes, or people talk every time so much negative. I'm like, done. It's fine. I cannot take it beyond it. Third most important, it's my life, Shikha. Like God sent me like a plain page, right? He did not tell anything to any one of us for that matter. He just sent, and I believe in the concept of karma. You do good, good will come back to you. You do bad, it come back to you. It will come back how, when you don't. Maybe sometimes a time is tough, is just to make you stronger. But you should fight back. How much ever the situation is tough, you need to complete the task what is given to you by Almighty. If something is not going right, it means He wants you to face and overcome that, and it will make you a better person. So there's no point in crying, right? You cry so much of energy, you have so much food, so many calories you have to burn. Instead, laugh and just be happy. Who knows, next minute, maybe your last moment in life. I don't want to cry and die. Genuinely, I don't want to do that. I just want to laugh and cry.
Yeah, ma'am, I remembered the moment when you called me and I was in a breakthrough moment, and you said me like, then after when you hung up, then I thought like, yeah, like what's the point? I will have to do it anyhow. So why
Yes,
I'm crying over this? So I need to let
point.
it go.
Yes, just let it go. I mean, just it may take some time to let it go, but trust me, once you look back, right, there's so many circumstances where you will start laughing at it.
Yes,
You will
yes.
be like, oh shit, this is so simple, right? Why did I? Or there are few people also who walk into our life, we will give so much of importance to them, and after a point, you're like, leave it, yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Like, it's okay. Like, see, tell me, tomorrow, if I die, will it make difference to anyone here? No,
Yes,
right? So if I'm
true.
alive, it should make a difference then. I never want my presence to be felt, but I want my absence to be felt. I'm very
Hmm.
clear about it. Just be happy. It's okay. Just one life and live it to the fullest.
Yeah, I make cartoons of the people I hate sometimes.
Like, I literally go and write their name and just start scratching it. It gives me that pleasure.
Yes, ma'am.
I just do it for 5 minutes and tear the page, burn it. I'm
And
like, I'm done. I'm
I,
done.
I write it down so that if something happens, I have a proof and it will be
Oh,
against them.
you just want to prove that you're an advocate even in life. But you have to just forgive and let go at times. You just have to do that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so the last question. What is the unorthodox advice you want to give us as students, as a working professional?
Don't you feel the session has become so much gyan now? Okay. There's no advice as such. Okay. One point that I would like to make it very clear to, especially being a woman, I want to tell that if you've chosen law and if it is your passion, you will face challenge irrespective of your profession, from your family, it may be your
Hmm.
own parents, if you're married tomorrow, from your spouse, from your in-laws, from the society, whatever it is. Especially with our domain, this does happen. You become a corporate lawyer, you become whatever it is. Every time when you feel I have to give up now, okay, now this is not happening. Maybe I've seen so many girls giving up their career, saying that my child, when I wake up in the morning, she cries and I can't come to work. So I want to give up this employment, especially after maternity. Whenever we ask this
Hmm.
question to them, why do you want to really give up? My only thing is, like, I may sound a little brutal, okay, because I'm not married. So I may sound, your child, how many years will she cry? She'll cry for
Hmm.
1 year, she'll cry for 2 years. After the age, a baby has to stop crying. It will not
Yes.
change. But if you give up your job today, you're setting a wrong precedent to your daughter, which after 25 years, she grows and she becomes a mother. She'll be like, my mom gave up a job. I think
Hmm.
this is how the society is. I have to give up.
The
Learn to
adjustment, ma'am.
balance. Yeah, why should only women adjust?
Hmm.
I'm not being feminist here, but my only point is, don't always bring your decision saying that you're a woman. Okay,
Yeah.
whenever I want to take a decision, like when I first time said I want to travel alone, it's like, you're a single girl. Why do you want to go? Like, what is it going to happen? My point is, let me learn that. It's
Yeah.
important. When I
Okay.
said I want to become a lawyer, okay, you're a lawyer. Like, what do you want to just do? An MBA, just get into a banking sector. It's a safe job. Like I used to pull my mom's leg during pandemic. See, if I was a bank employee, I should have gone during pandemic. See, now I'm a corporate lawyer. I can sit at home. See, I'm alive till now. So till date, I keep taunting you. Like 2 years, very good way I have done that to her. It's like I can speak up myself today. I can talk the law of the land when something is really going wrong. Unlike all my other friends who just sit and pay bills and come, I'm like, why is this not served? That courage is good because of this profession. So never bring your gender in between whenever you have to take a decision. A decision should be from your inner calling. If you feel this is where I want to see myself, hold on to it. Please don't change that decision. No matter if you feel like giving up, pause, but don't give up. That's the first thing. Second thing is that life is a beautiful journey. Just because litigation didn't work, don't think twice to get into a corporate. A corporate didn't work, go to litigation. It's your life. It's like a puzzle which you have to solve. You can never please anyone. Trust me on this. But you have to please yourself. When you hit the bed, you should have a satisfaction and say, yes, I did it. And just sleep peacefully because tomorrow is definitely a new beginning. It may be a bad day, but definitely not a bad end. If you want to make a bad end, then it will be. So it's you who have to win the race.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the insights. Like I really enjoyed.
Same here.
So, ma'am, with this note, I will end the podcast. Me, Shikha Speaks, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.